Yeah, I do. Well, I'm just going handheld with it because I can't get the tripod over quick enough. Yeah, I'll have a think on that then, because I was planning on just switching the plug across. I should be able to move pretty easily at that point. And then I can just sling it on my shoulder, you know, and it's just a camera. I'm getting it set up just now anyway, I'll let you know if there's a problem, but I think I'll be fine.
Hello and welcome back to BT Murrayfield for the Women's National Shield final, the first ever playing of this Shield, and it's the second Shield final of today's Silver Saturday here from BT Murrayfield. Earlier on in this morning, it was Stewartry who picked up the Shield trophy with a 22 points to 15 victory over East Kilbride, and now it's the time for the women to take centre stage, and it is going to be the Women's National Shield final. West of Scotland, they're going to line up with McHenry, Morrison and Burge in the front row, with Wilson and Campbell in the second row. The captain, Amanda Patterson, wears number 6, with Gassner and Watson making up the rest of the back row. Wilson and Smith are the half-backs, with Irvin and Jade Scott the centre pairing. The wingers are Power and Todd, with Amber Johnson slotting in at fullback. Cartha Claymores, they're going to line up with Torrance, Walker and Baker Hughes in the front row, with Enright and Matheson in the second row. Again a captain at number 6, this time in the form of Katie Gray, with Kirsty Brown and Des Andre at number 8. Rigamonti is the scrum half, with Coburn, her half-back partner. Shankland is at 12 with Hancock, and then Wilson and Halsvet make up the wingers, with Caitlin Bell in at fullback. Alongside me is the very experienced Lucy Winter, who is joining me on co-coms for this game. And it's great to see obviously the finals back at Murrayfield, but it's equally as important to see the Women's Shield final brought to the main stadium. Yeah,
it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I think I played in this competition many years ago, and it's great to see it back here at BT Murrayfield.
And that is the Shield that they're going to be playing for. So both captains, who are both at number 6, will be vying for this Shield to get it in their cabinet. And they're two teams who know each other pretty well, because the way that the format to get here works is that they played in pool stages in a round robin format, which went to semi-finals and then obviously culminating in this final. But it was a close battle between the two sides on the 19th of February, because it was 24 points to 22, which signals that this could be quite a close game. Yeah, absolutely. I think that sounds like a game that could have gone either way. It's quite exciting that we get a rematch here, so should be a good game. Nice close one. Definitely. We're just awaiting the teams to emerge from the tunnel. That game that we just mentioned did go the way of West of Scotland women, because they topped their pool in Pool 8. They were closely followed by Cartha Claymores. They were snuggled in behind in second place. Their only loss in that pool stage did come in the hands of West of Scotland, so I'm sure both teams will have learnt a few lessons from that day, and they'll be looking to try and implement them on this fixture. And just a reminder as well that later on this evening we will be bringing you Hoyt versus Mar live and exclusive on this channel, and that will be all the fixtures that you will be able to enjoy live and exclusive on the Scottish Rugby channel. East Kilbride versus Stewartry has already culminated in a victory for Stewartry. We're just eagerly awaiting the arrival of these two teams, and then the cup final at 6 o'clock between Hoyt and Mar. Following this game as well as the playing of the Sarah Beanie Cup, which is live on the BBC Albert. It is just great to have all these fixtures, especially in the Dam Health as well, and behind a lot of fixtures being played in the bowl and the plate and in both competitions. It's just a great event, and it's a great weekend to be involved in. Yeah, absolutely. I was just at the Dam Health there for the Perthshire Hills second 15 game. There's great crowds out there, Perthshire especially making a lot of noise, so brilliant. It's a good atmosphere at the Dam Health as well. I've been a few youth finals there as well, and the travelling fans, they can certainly make up some noise. Yeah, absolutely. I turned round and almost full on one side, so yeah. It's a little bit, it's different in here. It's obviously it's a big stadium to fill, but it's just the occasion and being able to run out with the tunnel at BT Murrayfield in front of your spectators. It's just a completely different type of environment and experience for these women. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, running out the tunnels, not everyone gets to do that, so amazing occasion. Just waiting on the arrival of the match officials and the teams, as they're going to be emerging from the shadows of the tunnel here in the West Stand at the BT Murrayfield. A good sizable spectators have stayed from the East Kilbride side as well. Some support here, ready and waiting to encourage these women to lift the first ever Women's National Shield. So coming onto the field now are the two sides as they start to emerge from the tunnel. All the preparation and practice, the reflection on the game that they played back in February has now got to be put into practice and fruition. And as soon as they step over the threshold here at BT Murrayfield, both sides will have to activate game mode. You can hear the cheers and echoes of over the referee mic of the teams try and give themselves some last encouragement as the captains of Katie Gray and Amanda Patterson joined alongside Emily Irvin lead the sides on. West of Scotland in the yellow and red hoops, and Cartha Claymores.
You can just see the smiles on the girls' faces as they run out, like the occasion. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's a great occasion, isn't it, just to run onto the field, and not just for the players. We were speaking about this before. It's for the mascots, you know, and the spectators, the family members, and the coaching staff. You
Absolutely,
know,
it's
the players are the focus. They put on the entertainment, but it's the work in behind that goes into fixtures like this. But it's a great occasion for absolutely everyone.
100%.
Last rallying calls, the focus, the steely focus from the West of Scotland women there. To get the chance
Let's go,
to
team, we've got this.
Create some history. And Alana McLean is the match official.
I would try and kick you, but it wouldn't go very well.
And she's going to just pass the ball on to West of Scotland to get this game underway.
Girls, take a step. Take a step. Ready? Ready?
And now both sides ready to tussle it out to see who's going to be the Shield champions. Familiar foes as Cartha from that kick-off are able to power their way over the breakdown and get the ball back. They've out-muscled their opponents early on and carrying the ball forward towards that 10 metre line, getting to the hands of Coburn into the wider areas to try and exploit some of the gaps in the porous spaces out wide. Again, some direct play from the Claymores as they look to patiently build up and start this game on the front foot. West of Scotland do well to bring the ball back on their side on the floor. They've gained the advantage and will look to counter some attack of their own. Carry forward from West of Scotland as they power their way towards the 10 metre line. And in this opening first minute, both sides have had a chance to test one another, and we can certainly expect some scores as they loop round, and some good play there from Alexa Smith, but the flat down there from the Cartha Claymores has been punished by the match official, and they're going to kick downfield here.
I think what's impressive there is both teams have moved the ball so well. They're finding the space. Just West of Scotland edging it there.
Yeah, good work on the floor to turn it over, and then eventually here Cartha spotted an opportunity but just not able to get their hands on the ball, which means that West of Scotland get some good field position.
10.
Throw into the line out, accurate there, it's off the top, but now through the hands, and the ball carriers now enter the fray. Sarah Campbell, but it's been turned over there by Cartha. Get the ball away from the breakdown, and Cartha, who have spent the opening couple of minutes here inside their own half, are punished inside their 22. because West of Scotland win the penalty. They want to go quickly, they think they sniff an opportunity here. Quick hands, we'll see them in the corner, and West of Scotland, if they can finish this one off, can ground the ball. But there's going to be a conversation here, because they believe that Alex Love was not able to ground the ball in defensive work, and hopefully we can get a replay of that, because the defensive work from Cartha was excellent.
Yeah, they did really well to get over there, I think. Yeah, just yeah, so Cartha have got another opportunity to get out there, and they've chased well here.
Good defensive work, but perhaps it was a marginal call from the match officials. It looked like it was a nailed on try. Good work and good opportunity for West of Scotland to strike first in this game, just not able to capitalise. They return with the ball over the 22 now, and again the penalty goes away of West of Scotland. They'll be hoping for an element of deja vu here, because they go quickly. Look now to take the ball wide and get it into the fringes to really test the outside backs, but the ball not going to hand. Pressure coming on from Cartha as well. Defensive resilience from the Claymores. Players arrive at the breakdown, trying to protect that ball. The hands of Campbell again. Unforced error, and the knock on means that the Claymores now can try and get out of their own area.
Still advantage, girls, don't worry.
Both teams come out in the opening 4 minutes with a lot of intent to attack and test one another.
Tackle!
And players doing well to fold round the corner as well. Cartha finding it really hard to escape their own area. And as they try and set it up on the wide channels, the ball there from Shanklin, just not able to find Wilson on the wing, and it's gone out of field of play. And this is just back to the try. So Lucy, this was it looked like from where we were standing it was a nailed on try. The referees haven't given it.
Yeah, it's a strong run in the corner. I think West of Scotland are quite unlucky there to not be given the score, but Cartha did do really well to get over, so they've got the reward for that.
Yeah, definitely. It was the match officials on the sidelines, Niamh Hay and Sophie Clifford Mitchell. They're in very good positions. It means there's going to be a little bit of treatment for Jess Enright as well, who's needing some running repairs.
No, under 19 laws, ladies, 1.5.
But obviously with Cartha there as well, not opting to kick out of their own area or looking to try and escape, they were inviting a lot of pressure, which in this opening 5 minutes, it's been all West of Scotland up towards the Cartha 22.
Yeah, even when Cartha have been trying to exit there, it does look like West of Scotland are in control there, so they'll be looking to clean up their exits as the game goes on.
No, it's because a ruck was formed. I should have said ruck formed. It's just because it was formed, and it is. Otherwise, you would have
discussion
been
there. The match official in the front rows.
Oh, I've got two as well.
Just trying to outline how they thought that last passage of play went, and the running repairs are taking a bit of time, because
sorry, yeah, it's the second race.
Jess Enright is needing a lot of tape for that thumb of hers.
Guys, so good.
And she's eventually patched up and scampers away across to this scrum to take her position in the second row. There's a pop into the scrum for the Claymores.
Time on.
This will be the first time we've seen both forward packs lock horns. And both teams look to get a bit of ascendancy up front. It's a steady scrum and picked at the back there by Des Andre. Does well to power forward and make some good ground as the Claymores link up in the backs now. Chance there for Wilson to stretch her legs and offloads well to release a teammate, and now Heron up the sideline. Keeps the ball alive, it's been well gathered, but the referee has spotted that the feet have just gone over the whitewash there, but perhaps that's the game plan. Don't kick it back to West of Scotland, keep it in hand.
Yeah, it could be something in that there. I think they obviously trust their runners, got a bit of pace out there, so they're looking to get the ball into their hands.
You see the interlink in play there, and it was a great wraparound by Shanklin eventually, until she was escorted off the field of play. Claymores get to play back the ball back from the line out. In these early stages, Shanklin looks like she could be a pivotal player for the Claymores, certainly. Carry forward there, Torrance involved.
Off feet there.
And just not accurately being able to clear away, which will be disappointing for the Claymores because they were starting to build some ascendancy and get some momentum in that phase of play. But the penalty is going to go the way of West of Scotland.
Yeah, it's another penalty for West of Scotland there. I think Claymores are going to have to clean up the breakdown there. It could become an issue this morning.
Left footed kick downfield. Goes closer towards that 22, and we're 6 minutes into the Shield final, and it's been a physical but nervy start from both sides. Perhaps apprehensive of making any mistakes.
Full line, guys.
And now the line out, fully formed. West get to go through their repertoire and accurately are able to find their target. Risen highest at the summit, under immense pressure from the Claymores yet again as the defensive resilience is shown for Cartha. Snaffled in midfield as Hancock, and just scragged eventually to ground. Players fold round the corner, carry forward.
Sorry.
Again into the hands of Shanklin, who distributes to Wilson again.
No, not a ball there, not a ball. Ball's free, guys.
Wilson, who's a relatively newcomer to rugby after starting rugby this year, we probably never dreamed that she would be gracing the pitch at BT Murrayfield by the end of the season, but that is exactly where she finds herself. She's had a promising start to this game defensively, putting a lot of work and attacking as well. And that's the sort of opportunities this competition does bring to players.
Absolutely, yeah, especially coming from different sports as well. There's quite a few girls on the team sheets coming from different sports, so I think those transferable skills are invaluable.
Fight! Set!
Katie Wilson to put into the scrum. The nudge comes on from the Claymores, but West of Scotland are able to withhold the onslaught and steady, but a knock on there.
Sorry, ladies.
Alexa Smith trying to gather the ball, just the border are not able to gather it cleanly. So it's going to be another scrum. I'll pop into the scrum for Cartha here. Unfortunate for West of Scotland, as they probably were relishing the opportunity of trying to get the ball for a reasonable amount of time, because they've not really enjoyed it for a sustained period.
Yeah, no, we've not really seen what they've got to offer in attack yet, so it'd be great to see them get some clean ball.
Popped in again. Cartha look like they've got the ascendancy up front anyway, because they're nudging forward as Shanklin links up again.
That's fine, it came off black.
The tackle there came in from West of Scotland, but Melissa Wilson again has to work hard off of her wing and sweep up the ball.
Tackle's good.
It's now bobbling about out of the breakdown as
Off feet now, Brett, thank you.
Cartha are able to secure the ball, then power forward towards the 10-metre line. Cartha at this stage a little bit more assured in possession as Shanklin gets the ball through the hand, and now onto the fringes. He breaks the first challenge and goes towards the halfway line, but eventually taken off the field of play. But again, Cartha are definitely wanting to play with a bit of width.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, as you say, they're keeping the ball in their hands. Got strong carries through the forwards. They were making a lot of ground from those pick and goes as well, so they'll be looking to use that.
Another accurate line out, probably not went to plan because it's been flat back, but the bounce of the ball evades West of Scotland and ends up in Cartha clutches.
5 straight in the side.
But again, a discipline at the breakdown, and this time it's Rosie Matheson who's been penalised. Coming in at the side, which just coughs up possession yet again to West of Scotland, and it gives Rowan Todd a chance to kick downfield.
Yeah, West of Scotland will have another shot at some possession here, so hopefully we can see what they've got in attack.
So you guys here? You guys here?
It seems early on there's almost a clash in style somewhat. The West of Scotland look a little bit more formidable up front in terms of with the ball in hand, maybe not at set piece. And Cartha like to certainly spread the ball wide as from the line out. Again, just been knocked forward, but Cartha sweep up, try and offload the ball into their own 22, but just not able to find their target there. So it's going to come back for another scrum.
No advantage. We'll go 50.
Yeah, there's lots of experience in that Cartha front row with
Knock on my red,
Carolyn
guys.
Baker-Hughes and Lindsay Torrance in there, so they're holding strong up front.
I know this one.
They're definitely
If I do that, then I have lost.
showing their form up front, because you would say Baker Hughes, Walker and Torrance in the Cartha front row certainly have
Crouch.
a number on Burge, Morrison and McHenry just now, who's their West of Scotland
Get set.
counterparts. Another scrum here will perhaps illustrate that as it comes forward, and again just
That's
creeps
fine,
towards
Stevie.
the side,
Wait.
and now the
Ball's
nudge
out.
comes on for West of Scotland, so it's a clean ball. And now Shanklin again, quickly getting the ball distributed through the hands to Hancock.
No, not a ball.
West of
There you
Scotland
go.
quick to try and
She was
snaffle
on
any
ball,
opportunity
first
with the
man.
ball on the ground, and to eventually turn over the ball. There's a chance on the fringes if they can stretch the field as they hair in towards the Cartha half, into the 22, trying to get the ball through the hands, and almost intercepted, but now into the hands of Todd.
Backwards,
Slowly but surely making their way forward, but not able to protect that ball because Coburn gathers but loses possession when tackled.
Knock on.
Wilson has to retreat round to supply the forwards to power forward again.
Good effort.
West of Scotland will be looking for more composure,
Good
but
advantage there,
it's not going to
guys.
come that way. They had the advantage.
It's a great strong carry there from Alex Love as well.
One black down.
Yeah, it was. I was just going to come back to that, because it looked like that was the point where West of Scotland had steadied themselves. They powered forward, were able to set up that
No
platform,
advantage,
but just
ladies.
perhaps that next angle came in. It was just a bit acute and a bit flat.
Yeah, I think the carries are definitely getting them a bit quicker ball, which is what they need. Cartha are coming up in defence quite aggressively, so we're just seeing things settle down here.
There has been a few errors in this game so far, and then perhaps that illustrates the nerves and the importance of this game for both sides. But the referee has let it flow. You know, the good thing that there's
Absolutely,
been advantages
Yeah.
that
As
the
long as
referees let
it's-
both teams play.
Yeah, which I think is
Eventually
key,
walk that way.
settle the nerves, kind of get into some
That's
phase
fine.
play, see what both teams have to offer. Can be a bit edgy when there's scrum after scrum.
Bit warm, isn't it, today?
Yeah, that's when the games tend to boil over, when the forwards
as
perhaps
well.
get a bit frustrated
Uh-huh.
that they're constantly being tasked
It's
to
number one
to
again.
knuckle down again.
She's getting soaked. In the rook. In the rook. Not just that. Okay.
Another conversation with the match official
Time on.
from the Claymore side of things this time.
Seconds. Crouch.
I think that was Katie Gray. Just having a conversation with Alana
Set.
McLean. As Wilson pops the ball into the scrum, it's strong, steady, and then it's been distributed to Alexa Smith, and she gets the ball through the hands, but again just evading the teammates this time.
Sorry,
Knock on in
ladies.
centre field,
Sorry, guys.
and
You
no
guys
team
did
at the
get
moment
workouts at least. It's
able
so
to
good.
really find that continuity,
As soon as
cohesive
we can
play,
play advantage, I'll play advantage victory.
because it looked like they were about to get the width in there when Alexa
Guys, I'm
Smith got the
splitting
ball through the
side.
hands.
Just 'cause-
Yeah, it was a really nice,
Yeah,
well worked move there. I think when you see the space in front of you, sometimes you just take the eye off the ball. So she'll be disappointed with that one, but it's kind of an indication of what they've got up their sleeve.
Crouch.
Good ball from Alexa Smith, who's
Set.
from People's High School, which is a great school, because that's where I went, so I would say that. The scrum again, and pop into the Claymores, and they feed back into the pocket where loitering is Coburn.
that's fine.
She tries to kick clear, and Shanklin is having to now sweep up as well.
Advantage red. Knock on.
West of Scotland have got the advantage here, and they've got numbers up on that far side. What they need to do is get the ball through the hands, and they're looking to do just that. There's a chance here on the fringes. They get the offload in, and just not able to put the finishing touches on that move. But again, West of Scotland, when they're turning over the ball, they're getting the ball wide quickly and really looking to exploit those channels.
Yeah, and that's something hear from coaches all the time, like on a turnover, get the ball wide. So running with intent as well when they do get it there. So it's looking really dangerous.
Halsvik and Wilson on the wing will be
That's absolutely. My heart rate's
desperate on
going
getting
already,
these
so-
turnover balls. And also Power and Todd for West of Scotland will be looking to get them.
Seconds, good. I'm going that way.
You can see there it was
Crouch.
Power who had a chance to go over,
Set.
and well defended by the Claymores, but the advantage is going the way of West of Scotland.
Wait. Ball's out.
To the hands now bringing the full back into play, which has worked well as Amber Johnson joins proceedings to offer her support to the attacking platform. They were 2-on-1, well exploited, and back in field goes Todd, and bounces off her left foot and straightens up the line. Good spatial awareness from the left winger. Now through the hands, now the back row's linking up well as Gassner and Patterson link to pick holes in the Claymore's defence. The attack folds round. The defensive resilience again shown for the Claymores against the grain.
Sorry.
In the congested attacking area, West of Scotland look to set that platform up.
Tackle.
To work hard to get that ball back on their side, but it does appear. Now Smith, and through the hands. There's some space in those wider channels, but again defensively, the Claymores up quickly to put pressure on the opposition. Not making any easy passes in the wider areas. Spotting that is an area where West of Scotland are looking to find joy.
That's good. Offside advantage.
Claymores
Offside.
distribute from the base of their ruck, and they've got the advantage coming as well for offside at the breakdown. Keep the ball in hand in the shadows of their own posts. Dangerous play, but it's working well so far. But the referee is going to come back for the penalty, and it certainly is a game plan of Cartha's to keep the ball in hand, not wanting to kick downfield.
Absolutely, I do wonder what they could do if they did get into the West of Scotland half, give attack a bit more time, less pressure.
Offside.
So we'll see if they can exit here and get a line out.
Yeah, because we've had 17 and a half minutes. Well, we've had 16 and a half minutes of this game, and it is mostly, you'd probably say about 60-70% of that has been played in the 22 here of Cartha
It
Claymores.
has indeed, yeah. We're about on halfway here, and we've been looking left, haven't we? So see if we can get some play over the half.
Kicking downfield and able to just go outside the 22. I think the kicking element is something that is certainly something I was going to ask your opinion on later on. The time will come for me to ask you that question, so be prepared.
Oh, I'll get my notes ready.
From the line out, accurate. And now towards the 22 is the Claymores that again looking to utilise the ball in hand and distribute through Shanklin. The bouncing ball, fortunate for the Claymores this time because it's just bounced straight into the teammates' hands. Wilson now. A lot of work to do in those channels as West of Scotland flood the defensive areas. Halsvet now has to work hard off her wing to offer some support. The Claymores retreating in terms of territory. Defensively, West of Scotland, and now able to rip the ball clear.
Nah, it's fine.
The Claymores are able to steady the ship though and get it back on their side. Dangerous play from the Claymores if West of Scotland can pounce on this opportunity.
Whoop, sorry.
Perhaps riding a bit high in the challenge there, but the referee letting that one go. The Claymores doing well to retain possession under immense pressure inside their own goal area. A little juggle there on the try line, but able to power forward.
Balls out, guys, balls out.
A definite game plan from the Claymores, not wanting to kick it over the top of this defensive line.
Seven, you need to roll quicker.
But they do eventually manage to nurse the penalty out of West of Scotland. But they were certainly living life on the edge for a few periods.
Absolutely, yeah, especially with that West defence coming up so aggressively. I'll see what they do here, see whether they're going to find touch and have another go at getting out their half.
Good time.
Get a little bit of time for some running repairs.
Yeah.
There's another Claymores player just needs a little bit of patching up. The West of Scotland will be very frustrated because they've had a couple of opportunities but just not being able to capitalise on the pressure that they've had. And we've seen in the game beforehand here at BT Murrayfield, East Kilbride were under a lot of pressure for most of the game but got themselves back in a position where they almost won it, and West of Scotland will be nervous of being in that same situation.
Absolutely, yeah, they're doing so much good stuff. They're moving the ball so well. See the backs are getting fired in, but I don't know if it's maybe just the nerves of the occasion, but hopefully that settles down.
Both sides are getting a chance to have a little debrief a quarter of the way through this game almost, as there's some attention needed to a player. there'll be contrasting conversations, you'd imagine.
I was about to say,
but you'd say Cartha as well they'll be confident in the fact that they've been able to withstand an onslaught. In terms of their attacking ability, they've not been able to really implement that in this game, but they'll take a lot of confidence in the fact that their defensive line's not been breached yet.
No, absolutely, yeah. They've provided the good pressure, which is forced a mistake again, and another coaching point. It's what we're looking to do in defence, is get the ball back, however that may be. So an attack as well, despite kind of being on their own line, like they've managed to move the ball from side to side in the field, so they'll take confidence from that as well, securing their own ball. So.
And these are two teams as well with an abundance of players who have taken up rugby when they've went to university. The universities have really brilliantly supported the women's game, and you can see that throughout this both of these lineups. As Cartha Claymores take the quick penalty, they up to tap it and go. But it was a great option because they've made their way towards the 22-metre line. The pressure release valve has perhaps been activated for a short period as they now kick downfield, and it's a well-worked kick which goes over to the halfway line.
A great chase there as well.
Good kick pressure coming on from the Claymores. First time they've kicked in this game, and it's certainly been a fruitful one to carry forward from Campbell. And now the Claymores defensively able to put pressure on West of Scotland in an area that's perhaps not as dangerous as the previous ones they've been in, as Halsfeld now gets the ball in hand. But I think perhaps she's trying to gather that ball.
Knock on there. That's unfortunate because she looked up, she saw the space. Should be looking to go on the outside with her face.
Both wingers working hard as well off the wing. In defence especially, they've had to Halsvet and Wilson for the Cartha. They've been interlinking, but they've had to work hard off the wings, which perhaps does illustrate the confidence that Cartha have keeping the ball in hand. Yeah,
absolutely. You can see her scanning, going in, coming out. Great work rate.
Set.
Wilson feeds his scrum. It twists round, but they're snaffling at the back as Rigamonti for Cartha.
First knock on was red, but it's black ball.
The referee signalling that there's a knock on there, so they're put into the scrum. And it is certainly attritional from both of these sides. Defensively, both teams are cancelling each other out at the moment. So there's going to be a put into the scrum again for Kitty Wilson.
Bind. Set.
The second rows of West of Scotland is just breaching the halfway line, and the nudge comes on from Cartha. Try to flex their muscles up front. Accuracy in the backs now as West of Scotland look to stretch the Claymores up to the 10-metre line. Good territorial gain as Gassner now plays first receiver. Broken field running from West of Scotland, and continuity now for the Bunbury Bells. Taking it forward. Good power out the tackle as well. Good awareness and carry forward there from Campbell. The Claymores working hard on the floor. It looked like Baker Hughes had perhaps popped up with that ball. The referee's going to come back for the penalty, and West of Scotland take this quickly. They look to try and exploit the gap. They get the offload in there, and now working hard to the fringes. And they're scythed down on the touchline. And West of Scotland again are now able to power towards the Cartha line. Are they able to breach it on this opportunity that they've gathered now? The power forward again, and they're now as close as they've ever been to opening the scoring in this Women's Shield final. Round the fringes again, that's the forwards to carry. And a chance for the backs to try and exploit and show their skill set as they get the ball through the hands. They've now manipulated a 2-on-1. If the pass sticks, there's a chance here for West of Scotland. They power through, they get the ball down, and the try is awarded. And Todd goes in for the score for West of Scotland.
That was a great finish there. She still had a bit to do. She had a couple of players on her to get that ball down, grounded safely. Well done.
Yeah, good finish as well, but the accuracy in the pass was important to that score.
Absolutely, yeah. I think And we had a few good forward phases there, kept the ball safe, the rocking was really accurate, and that allowed the backs to play.
So it is Todd who's the opening try scorer here, and you can see here it was forward play, and eventually when they released the backs, the accuracy, the ball in front, quick hands as well, manipulated this opportunity.
Yeah, and it's just a little step to draw the defender, just created the space there, and then again good strength over the line to finish.
You perhaps looked at that, and when I was watching it live I thought perhaps bouncing back in field was the wrong option, but Todd showed great strength to get over. I thought she maybe perhaps had the pace to go out wide, but it gets it closer to the sticks for the conversion attempt. Chance here. Alexa Smith with the opportunity to add the 2 points. And it's not accurate, it's not able to curl round. So it's 5-0 to West of Scotland. And that's something I was going to ask you. Obviously down south in England there's been a lot of conversation about conversion attempts in the women's game. Thoughts?
I think there's other things we could do first, closing kind of gaps in like the amount of coaching that's available, and also with some of the girls obviously having the opportunity to be professional, it's more time for practice, more time to get that kind of accuracy as well. So yeah, I think there is other things we could do before we go down that route, in my opinion.
I totally agree. I think that the women's game is surging at the moment in its growth. It's from the restart, West of Scotland that knocked the ball forward, but it's events like this that help grow that culture and grow that community in the women's game to implement the coaching in each club around Scotland as well, not just the pockets that have historically supported the women's game.
Absolutely, yeah. I think I've never seen such growth. It's been huge and it's so exciting, especially for the girls coming through. There's the amount of girls that are now playing rugby, and the opportunities for the girls to play rugby is exponential. It's brilliant.
That was from the restart there. It was a knock on from Gassner, who tried to gather the ball. His outstretched arms just scooping the ball back and towards the Claymores line. So now the Claymores get an opportunity to try and reply straight away. Steady scrum, and now their first foray in towards the West of Scotland at 22 as Caitlin Bell takes the ball forward. A player who's been involved quite a lot in the opening exchanges of this game.
Playing the ball on the floor.
A knock on, but the referee brings it back for the penalty, so the Claymores have a chance here just to size up their options. Rigamonti certainly wants to go quickly, but I think she's been told to be more patient, and they might look to pop this into the corner.
Yeah, potentially. I think they should make the most of this great field position they've got. They've not had an opportunity yet in the game, so we'll see what they've got to offer in the line out.
And they've got great strength up front as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Can see them going for a drive here. We'll see what they do.
Making their way to the line out now. And Gilbert Walker, who was a part of the team that won the bowl last year.
Stop. Red, you take the line.
So the Claymores certainly familiar with these surroundings. They're winners against Greenock Wanderers, a team that they beat in the semi-finals to make their way here. They've certainly got their number, as now from the line out. They go to the front. Has been flat back by West of Scotland, so Cartha will have to try and force the error here, and now it's West of Scotland's turn to escape from their own 22. Pick and go around the corner. Create the space in the territory for the relieving kicker. But it's not going to be needed this time because the penalty is going to go the way of West of Scotland, so they'll get a free punt downfield. And it'll be disappointing for Cartha, who got good field position, but just really not able to be accurate at the line out and put the pressure on.
Yeah, what I can say is they turned when they turned that ball over, Cartha were right up in defence. They immediately switched on, and that's great to see as well, because it will get them the ball back.
Line out just outside of the West of Scotland 22 now. Look to go to the front. Accurate again. The line out has certainly been an area which has picked quite well for West of Scotland.
Move back. There you go.
Kirsty Brown takes a clatter in defence, but does well to bring her opposite number down. West of Scotland now breaking free from their own 22 over the 10 metre line. The defensive cover gets across from Cartha. And now the punch and the energy comes out of this passage of play, but West of Scotland steady the ship and managed to break free again and punch their way through this defensive line. West of Scotland got numbers up here as well if they look to get the ball through the hands, but they opt to just power through. That's a great run there again. Well, it's Love.
All on there, guys.
Now numbers up into the hands of Emily Irvine. She distributes and looks for a teammate outside and finds them. Up towards the 22 metre line now. They carry forward. West of Scotland and been able to maintain possession and accurate with the execution of the pass. Gassner through the hands and now anchoring towards the line and looping that run back and field. Great interlinking play for West of Scotland. It's almost broken up there. They look to go in for their second score of the game. A looping run there, a surge for the line. The Claymore's able to hold up the attacking player. The advantage coming the way of West of Scotland. Free ball to play with here. Now another chance, another opportunity to try and breach the defensive line if the ball's away quicker here. They can manipulate the chance but squeeze it over. It's another score for West of Scotland, and it was well worked and it was patient build up.
Yeah, I think they had that overlap. They kind of earned that. They really dangerous, and the ball was just too quick for Cartha.
And it's Emily Irvine who gets the try, the co-captain for West of Scotland, and they stretch their lead. And you look at moments in games of rugby, and Cartha have got the attacking line out 5 metres away from the line, and then this happens.
Yeah, I think West of Scotland did really well to get up in front and steal that line out there. Just shows their kind of like assertiveness at the set piece in this occasion. I think that did turn the momentum, as you say, and they were able to make great ground up the field. Had great carries again from Alex Love and Fiona Gassner.
Yeah, Gassner has been particularly impressive the way that she's carried the ball, but also distributed with her teammates as well.
Yeah, they've both got the ability to get the ball away, which makes them so dangerous as well.
Alexa Smith with a chance to add the extras. That's a great conversion attempt from Alexa Smith, who adds the extras. So it's now West of Scotland 12, Cartha Claymores yet to get off the mark. But West of Scotland have certainly grown into this game a little bit more. Yeah, they have. You can see the confidence just growing with every break, every score. Cartha are going to have to come up with something here, whether it's some territory, possession, just balance out the books again.
5 is out.
And in terms of that as well, like, West of Scotland have had a disappointing league campaign, but in terms of their cup, unbeaten in their pool, getting through the semi-final, that builds the confidence. And even in their passing, when they're getting the ball through the hands, they look dangerous when they get to the fringes.
Exactly, they certainly don't look like a team that have suffered a few losses this season. I think the cup's been great for them.
Restart has been well gathered by Gassner, and then she sizes up what's in front of her and tries to pick the hole in defence. Linking up again, and West of Scotland tipping on brilliantly, drawing the defence and then laying the platform for teammates to just go through. West of Scotland certainly have got their tails up now, building from the confidence of the two tries from Todd and Irvine.
No, not when I called it. Not when I called it.
Ripped out from the maul, and with a lateral run across field to try and go where the space is, able to get the ball through the hands, but now West of Scotland can stretch this Claymore's defence again. Defensively brilliant there from Shanklin and her teammate Caitlin Bell.
Tackle!
Burge carries forward.
Thank you, 3.
And West of Scotland are now showing a lot of continuity in their phase play. The ball through the hands, and now the wider channels, just not able to grasp that ball. And drifted back, well gathered and well swept up there from West of Scotland. They're making their way up towards the 10 metre line. Counter up coming on from the Cartha Claymores, and they win the penalty. And they'll get the chance to nudge this downfield. And you feel at half time we've got 33 minutes gone, we've got a little bit of time left in this first half, and you find at 12 points to nil, the next 7 minutes could really dictate how the last 40 is going to be played.
Yeah, I think this is a good opportunity for Cartha to swing the momentum back in their favour. Just need a nice safe line out option, get the ball, keep the ball, and see what they can do out wide.
When they've enjoyed possession, they've been able to maintain it for a sizable amount of time. But West of Scotland, when they've had it, they've certainly suffocated their opponents.
Just wait till it's out.
Not allowed them to really build any momentum as such.
Wait, out.
Line out again, flat back by West of Scotland. That's a couple of occasions now that the women from Bunbrae have been able to
5 minutes, ladies.
get the ball back on their side. The confidence is exuding from West of Scotland now. They go back in field. In the first couple of challenges as they power the legs forward, but again conceding the penalty at the breakdown. And the Claymores want to go quickly as they then hare towards the 22 metre line, through the hands, offloading, now trying to get the ball into space as Hasvelt now bounces off their right leg and goes back in field, folding round the corner, now into the hands of Shanklin, who's just anchoring towards that touchline, and now Bell joins the fray. Kirsty Brown instrumental in the build-up, and yet again as she offloads to Torrance. Torrance now ducking down and pumping the legs towards that 5 metre line.
Penalty
Advantage coming the way of the Claymores, and you would imagine they would welcome a try now to narrow the margins. They've got some space on that far side as again Hasvelt is working hard off the ball, links up with her winger as Wilson. I think she spots a little space and makes inroads towards the West of Scotland try line. The defensive resilience again showing strong for West of Scotland.
In touch there, Captain, you have 2 options.
And
you have a high tackle
eventually,
here, or a seatbelt second with a high tackle.
Eventually they're
right in the middle.
brought off the field, but the referee's given the options of
There'd
the
be
line
high
out or the
tackle,
penalty.
ladies.
I think they did really well there just to take the extra step straight in and give the ball, so that's where they got the rewards out wide, but just, unfortunate to get into touch there.
Upton will go for the penalty on the 5 metre line. They tap, they go, they tip on close, get away from the heavily congested area as the Claymores are now knocking on the West of Scotland door to breach it for the first time in the Shield final.
Lower, advantage, high.
Another penalty coming as well, the way of the Claymores. They power their way over the line and they do get their score. Eventually get over the whitewash, and it was great powerful work there from the forwards.
Yeah, I think that was a good option just to go quickly, and the line-out's not perhaps been functioning the way they'd want, so just they play to their strengths, get it through the forwards' hands, and well worked try.
Yeah, it was very well worked, and looks like Torrance perhaps was the benefactor in the end as they powered closer towards that line. See with the black scrum cap there.
It's good though, it's a good game.
And going forward, and again the work off the ball and
Have you played each other before?
plucking the ball off the ground and just spotting a little gap there and squeezing over. Great awareness.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I think they took advantage. West of Scotland perhaps a bit high there in the contact, so just went quickly, got underneath them.
And we did say it was going to be important to get a score, and Cartha Claymores have certainly answered that call.
Yes, absolutely, they'll be going in at half time with a lot more confidence.
Thank you.
Bell, right-footed conversion attempt. It looked accurate from here, but it just drifted towards the wrong side of the uprights.
Good attempt there.
A very good attempt there, and this is a replay of the try. Spot the little gap there just at the side of the ruck, which appears.
Yeah, I think the players are looking to fold around the corner and just goes against the grain there and gets underneath.
Lovin Campbell perhaps guilty of not plugging that gap that was required. So it means it's West of Scotland 12, Cartha the Claymores 5. Now we've got a minute or so left in this first half, and it'll be vital that both sides will be certainly looking not to concede.
She release, guys.
A good play there from the try scorer Torrance, because she wasn't held in the tackle, released the ball, and got back up and powered forward yet again. Away from the breakdown, defence comes up, but it's well marshalled there by the Claymores. Shanklin getting the ball through the hands and now into the wider channels.
Drop there.
Now, a lot of penalties coming on for West of Scotland at the tail end of this half, which the coaching staff will be disappointed about, but the Claymores wasted no time taking the quick penalty, and they feel momentum is with them, and they're probably out of the two teams, they won't be welcoming the half-time whistle.
Well, that's unlucky there, but yeah, I think it was a good option again to take the quick tap.
You want the scrum? Okay.
Just unfortunate for the knock on there.
And guys, after this it's last play.
Yeah, it was a good option to take the quick penalty and power forward, but they'll be disappointed that a bit of inaccuracy has crept back into their play, because it's certainly evaded them for perhaps the last 15 minutes or so. The Cartha Claymores have been relatively accurate in everything that they've done.
They have, yeah, when they've had the ball, they've used it well.
Stop, come back up. Try not to hinge, get them underneath you, okay? Because at the minute you're hinging. Yeah, bend your legs. It's going to hurt your neck as always. Ready? Don't want that. 1 second.
Alana McLean looking after the front rows there. Great guidance.
There you go. Crouch. That's better. Bind. Set.
Put the ball into the scrum now is the task of Katie Wilson.
Wait. Out.
Back to Alexa Smith.
It's alright, she's got it.
Back on the West of Scotland side again. The counter ruck coming on from the Claymores at the end of this first half.
Straight off feet. Let's go, who's in? Penalty advantage, Red.
Another penalty advantage is going the way of West of Scotland this time. Interlinking play and another great offload. And West of Scotland, they certainly look like they feel they can get a try to end this first half. Ball's presented back, it's now trucked forward. There's a line of West of Scotland players just shouting on the fringes for the ball to come their way. The maul is formed. Scrambled defence from the Claymores has been brilliant. They're able to thwart this attacking effort. And they're also able to rip the ball back on a Claymore side. They're going to try and break free from their own 22. Are they able to get the ball to the width? They're not able to release the free arms and bring the players lurking on the touchline into play. Again, linking up well, centre field, keeping the ball in hand, and the pressure now again coming on from West of Scotland. Again, Gassner is in the thick of the action. And Cartha Claymores up to kick it downfield. It's been well gathered. And full-back by Amber Johnson, but they're going to come back for the penalty.
Yeah, I think that could be a pivotal moment just as we approach the half. Cartha turning the ball over there when West were looking dangerous in attack.
Yeah, it looks like that maul could have culminated in nothing, but they were good to get the ball back and they win the penalty.
Thank you.
This will be a sign of
you can tap it and then kick it out.
Their game management, is if they want to try and attack from deep, or if they just want to see the half-time whistle. And I think perhaps they want to throw caution to the wind as they carry forward. Claymores are wanting to play some rugby here. Offloading out the tackle. It's been snuffled there by Gassner again on the floor. So the decision to gamble and go for the attack is perhaps not paid off for the Claymores. And West of Scotland now have the ball in hand.
Counter it, good.
Turned over the ball, attacking towards the 22. Looking to offload and dislodge the defence for a final time in this opening 40 minutes of the Women's Shield final. The final which West of Scotland currently hold a 1-score advantage. 7 points is the deficit. They want to extend that before the half-time whistle. Great hands off the floor. Great footwork as well. A couple of defenders evaded in defence.
Tackle!
Getting the maul set. The player gets to ground and then recycled. The kick downfield, and now it's a foot race back towards the try line. Caitlin Bell's got this watched closely. She dives on the ball, and you would imagine that's going to be the final play of this first half. And it's a first half that West of Scotland go down the tunnel in the lead.
Thank you.
And it was
Thank you for listening there. Thank
a
you.
game that was a tetchy opening between both of the sides, but you would imagine on the balance of play, West of Scotland are certainly rewarding of their 12 points to 5 lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just at the end there, I think Cartha's option to play, it's great to see the positivity, but I think they were lucky that West of Scotland, because they turned that ball over and they were looking dangerous again, so that would have been a different conversation at half time. So I think it's been a good game. It's definitely opened up in the second half of the first half there, so both teams getting some confidence what they can do.
Half-time score, West of Scotland 12, Cartha Claymores 5, and it allows us a little bit of time to refresh and reflect on the action in the first half in the National Women's Shield final. And this was the first try that got proceedings underway. Accurate work from West of Scotland on 24 minutes after a real tetchy opening between both of the sides, and it was Todd who got the opening score after good powerful work from the winger.
Yeah, I think that just shows great accuracy from the backs. There's nothing fancy going on there. It was just great skills. Also, they're drawn in that defender as well to allow space for the next one, so they did really well there.
And powerful work to finish it for the winger, because it wasn't an easy score.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I mean, she had space on the outside, but she opts to go in. I think that's 3 players involved in the contact from Cartha there, so great power to get over there.
And then it was the turn of the co-captain to get in on proceedings, because West of Scotland, a mere 7 minutes later, certainly sniffed blood and then went towards the line and tried to breach that defence, because Cartha Claymores were defending for their lives, but that little ball back inside allowed Irvine to go in for the try.
Yeah, I think Cartha were chasing over there after a few strong forward carries, so that ball back inside, perfect option just to exploit that space.
And it was good work again, the platform set by the forwards and finished off by the backs.
Yeah, on the whole, West of Scotland's continuity has been great. They've been able to keep the ball in attack, and that's due to good, accurate, quick arrivals at the ruck.
Amanda Patterson was the captain there, setting up the platform. Great ball back inside there from Alexa Smith for Emily Irvine to go in for the try.
Yeah, that was a great step by Emily as well. She's been doing that all afternoon, so dangerous attacker.
And we were at that point, we were discussing in comms that Cartha Claymores would probably need to score before the half-time whistle, and they certainly did. It was attritional. They won a few penalties, and eventually it fell to the hands of Lindsay Torrance, who was able just to muscle her way over a gap that she spotted in the defence. Yeah,
that came from good awareness as well to take the quick tap. As I said, the lineouts weren't going their way in this first half, so to use their powerful forward runners and then just catch West a little bit high and a little bit early to fold, just to nip in that gap there.
Yeah, and you were spotting this fold here, the players not able to get round the corner.
Yeah, I think naturally, like, you go to fold the direction of play, so great awareness, probably the experience of Torrance shown there.
That was the first half action here. It was West of Scotland who certainly came out the traps first, but Cartha Claymores have clawed them back in this first ever playing of the National Shield final in the women's competition, and at half time it's West of Scotland 12, Cartha Claymores 5. Second half now ready to get underway in this national,
Good start.
the Shield final between West of Scotland and Cartha Claymores.
My face is probably so close that. Right, take one step.
Cartha Claymores had went unbeaten in what the
Time on.
West Regional League, 12 wins out of 12. The National 1 in the West of Scotland were only managed 1 win out of 10 games. But the cup competition is certainly a great leveller for these both sides. West of Scotland 12, the Cartha Claymores 5. The second half now underway. And from the kick-off, the Claymores are able to carry forward. Back in field and manipulate the dog legs in defence for this Claymore side. Heading onto the ball there, but just not able to grasp it. Ailey Power. So Rigamonte's got to act pretty quickly to get there and get the ball away from the breakdown, and the Claymores have come out swinging in the second half. Defensively robust.
No advantage.
They'll come back for the scrum.
No advantage. Good steal.
Yeah, I think
No
there's
advantage.
opportunities in West of Scotland to attack the doglegs. Cartha are coming off aggressively, which is often forcing mistakes, but
They
when it
were playing
doesn't,
advantage,
they are
but
leaving
you won the
themselves
ball
exposed
early.
on the inside.
Scrum to start the second half.
What's that from?
1 minute into the second half, and Cartha have benefited of
Crouch.
an error from West of Scotland.
Bind. Set.
Amy Donaghy looks like she's taken up position at fly half as well for the Claymores.
Ball's out.
Steady scrum picked by Desandre. A great powerful run there, and look to try and
Good effort.
free her arm to
Ball's
get that
out.
offload, but just not able to. But the ball is then squirmed free from that ruck.
Woo.
The offload brings Bell into play. Now Hasveld goes one way, then goes the other, and comes back in field. It's a couple of hard-earned yards there as well for her side. Counter ruck coming on there, and almost cancel each other out at the breakdown there. Claymores now up in the ante, looking to really get the ball through the hands as Bell links up well. Hancock comes into proceedings as well.
Yeah, great quick hands there to get it
That's
wide.
good.
That was really
Ball's out,
really
guys,
good
ball's
accurate work
out.
there from the Claymores. It's been floated back into the path of
Black,
Coburn.
red offside.
Advantage is coming as well.
Advantage black, red offside.
And Rigamonte being able to distribute again.
Penalty advantage.
They're at the breakdown quickly, the scrum half, which is
Penalty advantage
obviously a tactic from her side. Offload there from Lou Smith.
Got a big overlap here.
There's certainly numbers out wide, but the referee's going to bring it back for the penalty.
Red
They're just
two.
maybe not able to get the ball onto those fringes with the defensive pressure that comes on from West.
Yeah, absolutely. I think aggressive defences on both sides causing these mistakes in attack.
And they go quickly
thank
from
you.
the penalty. Quick tap there as
Not
Rigamonte
rolling
is to
quick enough,
dig about
blocking
there in
play.
the ruck.
Not rolling quick enough, blocking
And her
play.
teammates are quick to try and get the ball as they then go quickly, tip on as well, and now breaking free and through that defensive line. Torrance linking up well. And the Claymores want to start this second half the way that they finished the first. And that's with a try. There's a chance here now if they can get the ball through the hands, and great pressure in defence coming up there from Jade Scott from West of Scotland.
Tackle!
Cartha Claymores just not able to get the ball to those wider channels.
Ball's
The
free,
pressure
ball's
at the
free.
breakdown as well, and
Right. Sorry, girls. I was
come
in the way
back
there.
cleanly.
Is that a ball?
Chance there to
No, is that a ball?
get the ball wide, but
They're
again
attacking.
on the 13 channel, one of the hardest positions to defend on a rugby field. Brilliant from Jade Scott.
Yeah, I think the confidence, she just backed
It's a
herself
scrum.
and got
I was
up
in the
hard,
way.
and
I obstructed.
it's paid
My
off.
fault. I can't get red carded. Guys, scrum.
It's going to be a scrum down.
I was asking the ref. Sorry, guys. Guys, it is a scrum. I was in the way. I obstructed red. We're going to play attacking ball.
Penalty against you. Back 10.
If I could, I would.
A good decision there from
It's
the
a
front row
scrum.
from Cartha
I was
Claymores.
in the way. I obstructed.
Good for it, it's down there.
Just trying to make sure everyone knows.
So it looks like it's going to be a put in to the scrum for West of Scotland, so a chance for them to clear their lines.
Crouch!
It's in the clutches of Katie Wilson at the moment. The ball firmly tucked underneath her right arm.
Yeah, they're set very flat, so it looks like there will be
Wait.
exit in here.
Solid scrum coming on from Cartha as they drop the anchor. They win the free kick as well, and they'll be seeking this ball from that huddle of players because they'll be wanting to go quickly. The defence is going to have to scamper back for West of Scotland, but Claymore's come, and they're now inching closer to that line. Incessant pressure in the start of the second half, but defensively again, it looks like Jade Scott got herself in there. Defensively, she's been impressive all afternoon. Halsvik
Tackle!
now again dancing back in field, obviously aware of the danger of her,
Advantage, penalty,
because
red
she's
offside.
certainly well marshalled in defence.
Black penalty, advantage, offside.
Penalty coming the way of Cartha. Got a free ball to play with here,
It's gone backwards, that's fine. Woo.
and again the wingers working hard off their wing to try and create that width for the Claymores. Now Bell, she's got Wilson. Wilson's been clattered in defence and offloads the ball. Defensive pressure now coming on for West of Scotland. Cartha do well to protect that ball, but they're going to come back to that penalty.
Yeah, West defence gaining them about 10 metres there, and just the conviction to get up and make their hit.
Offside, go.
Penalty, tap, they go. They try and nudge their way closer towards that line again. They're linking up well. Attacking play is cohesive this time for the Claymores. And now in the shadows of the post here at BT Murrayfield, they try and muscle their way over. There's an opportunity there, the referee's in a great position. Inches away from that line, and the referee is going to award another penalty. I think the celebrations are coming on, but it's a bit premature because I think that signals that there's a
No. Yeah. Not rolling, guys.
penalty there.
Yeah,
they
same tactic.
Yep, tap, they go again. Cartha Claymores. They get the ball further away from the breakdown this time to evade the congestion of bodies which are there in the red and yellow hoops.
Is that 2 offside again, guys?
Claymores securing the ball and accurate, very lateral and flat, but they eventually get the ball and they evade a couple of challenges. The scrag challenges coming in now from West of Scotland, trying desperately to maintain this defensive shape. In the hands of Coburn now, she's driven back. Players have to fold round, and Donaghy as well. Desandre now carries forward, looking to make inroads, and brings back row partners of Kirsty Brown into play as well. Offloading and looking to try and move the point of contact here as well. Power forward again. The Claymores have retreated in territory. The advantage still coming for the Cartha Claymores as they look to try and offload off the deck. There's a chance here. A snipe round the fringes from this wiry scum half. Just not able to breach that defensive line this time yet again. Pick and go, tucking it tight in a protected area so the players are looking after one another. Defensively again, West of Scotland up quickly. There's a threaded line as well, but it's going to be a penalty. And you wonder what the...
Yeah, that's another breakdown penalty, so you do wonder.
There's going to be nothing this time because Desandre has just taken it on her own volition to take play closer towards that line yet again. Kirsty Brown.
Advantage, and that was high round the neck.
Now he's burrowing, and now there's a high challenge as well. A bit of footwork on the far side. Can they stretch over the line, but the scrag defence again coming in from West of Scotland. And the door remains firmly shut here at BT Murrayfield.
Yeah, and that was Jade Scott again, up in defence.
Defensively, she's been immense so far. And the penalty again is going to come, and I think this is going to be a conversation the referee's going to have with the captain.
Too many penalties in this red area. High tackles, not rolling away, just obstructing. You can, but next one I have no choice.
Setting her stall out there, the match official signalling that the next infringement, she's not got any choice.
They have had a warning. Guys, quickly!
And again,
Right.
there was an opportunity that Cartha almost had the ball down, but they'll be hoping at this time that they'll get the ball firmly grounded over that white line of the West of Scotland defence.
Yeah, I think patience is key here. Just keep the ball.
They've been attacking
Lower
for
your tackles, Red.
the best part of 8 minutes, and they've not been able to breach the defensive line. The referee's screaming for the tackler to roll away, and again defensively up firm but able to shift the point of contact. Bell weaves back infield, almost able to confuse the West of Scotland defence, and folding round is Gilbert Walker. She offloads to Kirsty Brown, who again gives it back infield to a scrum half. There's a chasm in defence there, but the pass is not accurate. It's now opened up for Cartha. West of Scotland are able just to shackle the attacking players. Straightened up there by Desandre. Cartha working incredibly hard off the ball as well. Back in field, a huge collision, and just being able to evade that there. The high challenge is the replacement. Donaghy gets the ball through the hands. Bell tries to get the one-handed offload in. Has been intercepted, but the referee's going to bring that back for a high challenge. And there's been an incredibly high penalty count in the last 8 minutes.
Yeah, there absolutely has. I mean, the West of Scotland defence has been organised, but they are making errors and giving away those penalties.
Captain called again.
Again, hit right up, high, on here. Okay, I have no choice. 16. 19, sorry, 19. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were 16.
Laura Grant has been summoned.
It was this one. Don't. Hit straight up. Okay, high tackle, I've just warned your team. Okay, I have no choice. It's a team technical. Okay, you're off, I'm afraid.
Yellow card there.
It's just a culmination of penalties.
Yeah, it's a yellow card there. It's a bit of confusion with the numbers as well as to who has been yellow carded.
Yeah, that's fine.
There was 16 called, then 19 was called. So we'll find out, because it looks like it's the fullback, Amber Johnson, who's been yellow carded actually.
Just so you know, obviously they've had a yellow card now for too many teams, too many penalties.
Number 15 is having to confirm that it's definitely Amber Johnson. I noticed the initials in the shorts and thought that perhaps is not number 19 or 16 as originally requested.
It has to be no other defenders, and it has to
We'll see how Cartha take advantage of this here now.
Yeah.
This was a chance to try that wasn't given earlier on, that came back for the penalty. So obviously there must have been an infringement in there, because it certainly looked like they got another score there.
Yeah, the grounding did look good, but yeah, must have gone
right,
back.
guys, time out! Time off, time off, time off.
Referee perhaps thinking that passage of play had ground to a halt, because the grounding certainly looked good from the camera angles that we're able to watch back. A lot different in real time, but Lindsay Torrance perhaps thought that her second try was on the cards there, and that is the high challenge. That is what's culminated in the yellow card for fullback Amber Johnson.
Guys, I'm going to have to start, I'm afraid. Ready? Time on. High tackle.
Time back on here. High challenge, and the Cartha Claymores now with an additional player will try and work the defensive line to exploit that gap in defence. Heading towards the corner now. Players managing to get there to support the ball.
Knock on advantage.
Torrance carries, but coughs up possession. And it's West of Scotland now have the ball in their clutches, and Cartha will be kicking themselves.
Good steal. No advantage.
They've been camped inside the West of Scotland 22 for the best part of 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate error there.
And that's not, I wouldn't say a coach killer, because these things are unforced errors can't be helped, but when you've shown that patient, that build-up, and then you get an additional personnel, that error is that's a real killer blow.
Yeah, it was a golden opportunity there. A player up, just couldn't capitalise on it, but we'll see what they can do at the scrum, because they have been strong in that area.
Yeah, they definitely have.
That's fine, that's okay.
Ailey Power just watching on as the scrum starts to form. referee.
Guys, come up. Guys, come up. You need to
Referee
be
just
middle,
signalled.
heads out, okay?
She's not happy.
Okay. Yeah. Ready? Right, your head is going this way, yeah? Yeah, yeah. Crouch.
Take 2 at the scrum.
Bind. Set.
Successful this time for Katie Wilson to feed the body of players that congregated there just in the shadow of the post. Great work there from Alexa Smith. Well gathered there by Melissa Wilson.
Tackle.
And she is went one direction, and that's forward. And Cartha
That's fine, guys. Tackle.
are looking to get themselves back into the position that they have been enjoying for the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, they've got a good return. Took that kick well.
A chance here, the pass not going to hand, it's been gathered eventually, just not able to. That's
Just
a
well
great,
to stay in there.
great offload and from the touchline there.
No.
Niamh
She could've
McCready
got that.
and doing well just to free an arm and find a teammate. Gilbert Walker now
Lead
powering
now,
forward,
second tackler. Thank you, Red.
distributed at the base, and Rosie Matheson is there. Finds the little gap in defence and goes through. Maul's now formed as
Is it one?
the players are looking to try and bring this back on their side. Nudge comes on. West of Scotland are ripping and tearing at the ball to get it back on their side. The referee saying the maul is now perfectly formed, and Cartha certainly look like they can nudge this a little bit closer to that line.
Gone backwards.
Great work
It's gone
up front.
backwards.
Great work in the trenches to get that back on a
Penalty
Claymore side.
advantage, high. Red 19.
See what
Penalty
they do with
coming
this advantage.
through the hands, good footwork. Looking to get that free arm again and get that offload in, but the scrag defence from West of Scotland again is really saving their bacon here. A twist and a weave back inside. Pirouette out of trouble. Offloaded one hand there from the Kirsty Brown into the clutches of a teammate who is driven back.
19. That's a high tackle and hands on the floor.
Okay, coming back for the penalty, and you can imagine that Cartha Claymores will want to go quickly. There's space here. They shift the ball, and it is the replacement Donaghy who's managed to get the offload and now floating to Wilson. Has Wilson got the power to get over? She offloads.
Gone backwards.
Cartha patient there, setting the ball back, tipping the ball on, getting the ball into the space, into the hands of their try scorer Torrance. But eventually it pops up into West of Scotland hands.
No, thank you.
And I think there's a slight injury there,
Timer.
and the time is going to be off, so I think the referee is
Captain.
going to take a little bit of time to speak to the captain.
Yeah, just sort that discipline out. I think the defence is effective, but can't be
It's
given away
not
those
good enough.
penalties.
If I'm honest, you guys are a great standard and you're letting yourself down right now. That's too many penalties here again. Number 19, high tackle, hands on the floor over there. Okay? Over here, another high tackle. We didn't catch a number, the very lucky I didn't catch that number. Okay? No.
It has been a bit of the last, I would say 15 minutes now, as the discipline from West of Scotland is really completely left their camp.
Guys, you have
But they've
30
been fortunate the
seconds.
fact that the other defensive work that's wrapped around that has been really accurate.
Yeah.
Like I feel I keep saying scrag defence,
Yeah.
but they have been really ragdolling defence and clutching on its shirts and shorts to make sure that they don't breach the defensive line.
Yeah, I think the line speed and the intent to get off the line from them has been excellent. Unfortunately, they are just getting themselves caught on the wrong side of the ball, not rolling
Guys,
away.
you have got
A
20
couple
seconds.
of infringements, hands in the ruck and
20
things like that. So
And the accuracy from Cartha as well, because for 15 minutes to be playing within 22 metres of a pitch and not being able to get over and get any points is frustrating for anybody. But the fact that the 15 players that are on the field have been able to maintain a little bit of continuity and calm has been brilliant.
yeah, as well, especially around the fringes, kind of keeping the ball in play, the offload back inside, to ensure they didn't get into touch.
Time back
High
on.
tackle.
Cartha, tap and go, charge forward, and it's the powerful number 8, Desandre, away from the breakdown and very well away from the breakdown as well, looking to stretch it and get it a lot further away from those congested areas.
Roll, Red, roll!
Numbers up on the right hand side for West of Scotland, but the gap does appear, and Cartha eventually are able to break through, and it is the replacement Amy Donaghy who's got the try, and she's had a brilliant introduction, a brilliant final for 15 minutes, because when she's came off the bench she's been instrumental in linking all this play, and just rewards to get
Absolutely.
a try.
Yeah, no, that's a personal reward for her there as well. I think West of Scotland, they were stuck looking up, they didn't look round the corner, they hadn't folded round the corner, so there were numbers down, and yeah, Amy's just pounced on that there.
Brilliant opportunistic score there, but it is just what Cartha Claymores deserve, because they have been long-term residency inside the West of Scotland 22, and 5
yeah.
points is a good return.
Yeah, to keep the possession and then to get their reward for the ill discipline from West of Scotland there. So
Conversion attempt, accurate. Assistant referees, a brief glance to just agree that they both spotted that sail through the Kinlan, and it's 2 points, and all of a sudden we're all square.
absolutely, there was a point in the game where West of Scotland looked like they were kind of pulling away a little bit, but Cartha have used what they're good at, which is through the forwards, to claw their way back into this game. It's game on.
Let's go.
12 points all, 56 minutes played in this National Shield final.
10.
And the conversion attempt from Lou Smith, that means that it's at 12 points all now, and Cartha will be looking to capitalise on this advantage that they've got in terms of personnel on the field. Getting round the corner well, and defence holds firm for West of Scotland, fighting now on the floor, and it looks like Gassner has somehow been able to get her arms into an area where she can get the ball back.
Ball not available. Your ball. Your scrum.
West of Scotland put into the scrum, and they'll be wanting to try and reply straight away, because slowly but surely they've lost the grasp and control of this game.
Yeah, I think up front they've Cartha have had the upper hand, and they've used that to their advantage. So see if West of Scotland, a player down, can keep the ball here.
Crouch. Fight.
A rallying call over the referee's mic as Amber Johnson returns to the field of play.
Power in there from Cartha.
Nudge on at the scrum, and West of Scotland link up centre field, and Alexa Smith carries the ball forward, makes great inroad, great powerful drive from the fly half. Katie Wilson as well has had a great game at scrum half for West of Scotland, directing traffic. Just not able to gather that ball there. Just a knock on, and just West of Scotland just not able to find that urgency and continuity in the second half.
That's on both sides, but yeah.
Yeah, we've got Cartha get the ball back here. It'll be interesting to see if they try the tactic playing out again.
Yeah, I feel like they've got the confidence that they can score tries.
Yeah, what's been really effective for them is they've been able to move the ball wide, but they've not got an awful lot of ground from it. But when they have that runner kind of hard back inside, just changing the line, that's where they get their purchase. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here.
Sit.
Rigamonte, another player who's had an impressive first hour here, gets the ball away from the scrum, flat line up, and again the pressure coming on from Jade Scott, but this time she's evaded, and a powerful run now comes on from Halsbeck.
Thank you, Reg.
Claymores now with the structure and direction in their game, going through their patterns of play that they've been rehearsing for a while, but it's been stolen there. Laura Grant is cropped up with the ball. And West of Scotland just not able to find the target, and now it's the chance for the Claymores to deploy their defensive resilience.
You don't have yet.
Scrappy at the breakdown, and the referee quite clear in her instruction what she was wanted. The quick penalty from Torrance. Behind the guise of the referee, you would have said, but she has made her way up towards the halfway line. A powerful drive again, and
Good steal there, Red. Good steal. Tackle,
Cartha probably guilty of getting a little bit isolated because West of Scotland have been able to
She's stuck.
get that ball. Gassner again tried to link up and distribute, and when West looked to get the ball wide, there was a chance there to intercept.
Yeah, West just got caught a little bit fat there on the turnover. They weren't quite attuned to get back in their attacking line, but yeah, hand in there from Cartha.
Todd from the penalty just kicks it off the field of play, back into the Claymores half. But yeah, it was a point there where they perhaps just got a little bit ahead of themselves, a little bit isolated, and it allowed the bodies there from West of Scotland just to
Victory 10.
snap on the ball to give Todd there a chance to kick it off the field for the penalty. Line out, accurate, thrown to the tail. The players loitering at the back, just able to gather. Put hands in Morrison and spread a little bit wider to Scott. It's eventually got to the wider channels where Ailey Power was waiting, but just not able to gather because between her and Amber Johnson, it looked like they could have manipulated a little bit of an overlap, but just not able to gather that ball.
Yeah, I think West showed really good accuracy in the first half, especially for their first try, but they just need to get that back. I don't know if there's been a change in combination out there, but
a few changes on the field of play. You can see Foster Rain as well, and Laura Grant there for the West of Scotland are on. And Donaghy as well, and Lou Smith for Cartha Claymores.
I'll keep my eye out.
Scrum again.
Crouch.
This game finally poised.
5.
The men's National Shield final was equally as tense. A game which eventually Stuart Tree did win by 22 points to 15 against East Kilbride. The margins are equally as tight here. All square as we stand.
Thank you. Okay, watch your hands to the floor.
And Donaghy distributing the most recent try scorer, gets the ball into the hands of Coburn, a survivor of the bowl winning team here from last year. The players bundle in but just not able to get the ball back. It's been taken quickly there by Katie Wilson, able to offload, and now West of Scotland, the rallying call from the stands to get some urgency into their play.
Tackle.
Wilson not able to gather cleanly, but does it the second attempt. Gives it to Smith.
good work there to just from Cartha, slowing the ball down.
Cartha pile the bodies in to try and make a mess of it. Try and make it as awkward as possible as for West of Scotland and get bodies in the road now. Halsfeld again in centre field, working really hard off the ball. Smith now. It's the ball wide, and now there's a spot on defence here, and it's into the hands of Niamh McCready. She's heading towards the 22, but the cover defence comes over for West of Scotland. Be well defended. Fight on the floor to get the ball back. You see Alex Love is wrestling down there to bring it back on the West of Scotland side, but it's going to be a put into the scrum. And again, just good heads up rugby, spotting the gap, going for it, and the pass was accurate as well. Yeah,
absolutely. I think just on those wide rucks they can be quite exposed, so West of Scotland have just capitalised on that. The ball's not been playable, so Cartha's ball again, but we've slowed the game down, so we'll see what they launch from the scrum attack.
A few purple, green and yellow hats littered across in the stand here at the BT Murrayfield. The Cartha Queen's Park colours.
Fine, thank you. Set.
And they'll be hoping to cheer their team on to victory here in the Shield, the first name to go on the Shield silverware on Silver Saturday. Driven back, there's Coburn. The Claymores do pop up with the ball, but able to
Ball's free,
really
guys,
control
ball's
it.
free. Ball is free.
And again, attritional fight on the floor that West of Scotland come out on top of. The carry forward from Louise Wilson. Ball now getting through the hands. Now Power does well to fight to stay in field.
Good,
Tries to
yeah.
contort her body to
Ball's out the rack.
maintain field position, but does it at the expense of a turnover. Brown and Desandre now linking up in
Leave now, Red, leave.
centre field.
Brooke Thorne there.
And another penalty is going to go the way
Time
of
up. Time,
Cartha
time,
Claymores.
Time.
But good work from Power. We've not really seen much of her in this game, not being able to get the ball to the wider channels.
No,
Guys,
absolutely. Yeah, I think
time
West Scotland attack looking good there, and then obviously turned over by Cartha. I think what swung the momentum back towards West of Scotland was a big hit by Emily Irving straight on her feet and over the ruck to disrupt that. Just slowed the ball down for Cartha. But yeah, a few exchanges of possession there.
Okay. So, hands in the ruck again. Okay, and then another high
Rosie
tackle
Broadhurst
here.
is going to
She's good
go onto the field for Amy McKendrick.
Okay, that's 4. If there's any more for that number, I don't have a choice.
A lengthy conversation from the match official as well.
Yeah, the discipline, must say, hasn't really improved since the card, so West Scotland are going to have to be careful here. Could be down again.
Are you okay to play on? Okay, time on.
Penalty
Yeah, yeah.
to Cartha. The ball carrying number 8, Desandre. Carries forward and makes some great inroads.
Yeah, Desandre's been brilliant. Great intent to carry.
A big hit in midfield, but the offload was accurate from Cartha Claymores. A steal on the floor as well from West of Scotland. And if they can shift this to the wider channels, then it could be dangerous for the Cartha Claymores. Next pass coming in, Alexa Smith now distributes to Power again. She's been shackled as Katie Wilson gets there quickly to get the ball away from the breakdown now. Power coming on from West of Scotland. It's a great run and a great foray towards the Cartha Claymores half. The numbers up on this side now. Gassner manages to manipulate the 2-on-1 situation, and West of Scotland are now behind the defensive line. Up towards the 22, the offload off the deck has been well gathered and set up. A chance here for West of Scotland to retake the lead if they're able to breach the defence. Desperate defence there from Cartha Claymores. Ball's kept alive. Foster Rain is able to carry it forward yet again. The counter ruck coming back in from the Claymores, who have to work incredibly hard to get back from inside their own half. Now Power stands tall, coughs up possession. Torrance now for the Claymores has got the ball and offloads back in field. Kirsty Brown is there, and the Claymores now will have to be very cautious as to where they are in terms of this field now.
Yeah, it's hard work out there. They just chased back for a big break, and now they're having to exit. So
now Johnson looked to try and gather the ball. The bouncing ball was awkward to try and retrieve. West of Scotland now, they've got a chance out wide. It's a good link-up play, it's been set up there by Todd, and there's a chance to get towards that try line as West of Scotland are now knocking at the door. The loose bobbling ball has been gathered by West of Scotland. Unfortunate there. It could have went anywhere, it could have ended up in the clutches of the Cartha Claymores, but it's been steadied now, and West of Scotland can't benefit from the advantage. Knock on from Claymores, but it's almost like they've flipped the switch and West of Scotland have come to life.
Yeah, absolutely. I think now they're back up to a full complement. They're really having a go in attack. Cartha, that was a big defensive set to chase back. So to kind of try and exit, I think that's maybe where the error came. Exited down midfield and gave West of Scotland the ball back.
Guys, who's making some nets? Can I have time off for that?
Ellie Cronin coming on for Cartha as well. Looking to try and utilise their bench. It's all square here. 12 minutes to go. Well, 11 minutes to go. But it's certainly finally poised, and there's that pressure. Games are finally poised in the clock of the game, although as well piles more pressure Time is certainly of the essence for these two sides.
Guys, come back up. Sorry, safety first.
Yeah, you just wonder if some nerves will creep in like we saw at the start of the first half.
Which going to hit you next?
Yeah, you would imagine so. This team are going to blink first.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
The support that's here is certainly starting to come to life to try and encourage their teams over the finishing line here.
Ready? Crouch. Bind. Set. There you go, there you go.
First time we've really seen West of Scotland inside the Cartha half in this second 40 minutes. And it's a break and it's a tip on and they're powering towards the line. Interlink can play and West of Scotland get over through Alex Love. Their first opportunity in the second half. An Interlink can play between Love and Emily Irvin. She's the number 8, squeeze over the line.
Yeah, that was fantastic interplay between those two to get the scrum, the ball in and out cleanly. Great hands as well from number 8.
You can see here Love manages just to peck and go across the field, and already a try scorer in this game. Irvin selflessly offloads into the clutches of her number 8, who was wrapping round brilliantly.
Yeah, I mean, she interested enough defenders there, and just in her initial run, and you can just see the little tip there. It was brilliant. Good awareness from Emily as well to see Alex coming back round on the wrap.
Good finish as well. And now a chance to add the extras.
Guys, you've got 30 seconds remaining on the kick, by the way. Just been told.
It does feel like that could be a momentum swinger as well, so back in the West of Scotland's favour.
It's a huge moment as Alexa Smith just sizes up this kick. And this could be an important kick as well. And it's an accurate one as well from the fly half. 19 points to 12 now. West of Scotland lead, they retake their lead. And the young borderer is able to get an additional 2 points for the team from the West of Scotland. And it means that they're now in the lead, and as you say, Lucy, that is a pivotal time to score, especially when the backs were against the wall.
Absolutely, yeah, I think they've really swung momentum there. I think going from the card and then back into scoring position and actually scoring those points as well, get a full 7 points. As Cartha, it's quite hard to come back from this, but they've got time.
Good restart, kick downfield, it's gathered by West of Scotland deep inside their own half, and it's the try scorer Alex Love who's here in back up field towards that 10-metre line. Evasive play from West of Scotland, who now know that if they don't concede they'll be the first names onto the National Shield in women's rugby, and to protect that, but the referee
In the side there, 10.
has spotted that they were, I think it's Alexa Smith who's in the side, so Torrance is taking it upon herself just to go quickly, tries to offload to the teammate, just not able to gather.
Second by red there.
So a knock on, and you would imagine now in terms of the coaches' communications onto West of Scotland will be look to play rugby in the other half.
Yeah, you would say so, especially with we've had quite a lot of turnovers of possession from both sides, so you are looking to play in the other team's half.
9 red off.
And a few replacements as well for West of Scotland. Caitlin Riley coming on, number 21, and she'll be required to provide a huge shift for the final 8 minutes of this final. Departing players giving hugs and embraces on the bench, which is great to see. Occasion here at BT Murrayfield.
Fight! Set! That was fine, guys.
Into the scrum.
Balls out!
The nudge comes on from the Claymores and Smith distributes.
Nice step. Backwards!
Not able to maintain the ball in contact, but
Thank you.
the ball's went back, so West of Scotland will be able to come with a second wave.
Tackle's good.
Forward there from
Jesus.
Foster Rain.
Yeah, they want to keep the ball safe here.
A little bit more structure in the play this time.
Thank you, 7. That's better.
And they'll definitely want to make sure that they maintain possession. Another carry forward from West of Scotland. The players in
Guys,
support
you're
get there
trapping
quick.
them
Smith now taking it to the line and distributing, and that is perhaps what's resulted in this dog leg in defence.
Scrum
Players in defence
advantage.
committed, but the knock on into the Claymores can start an attack of their own. Defensively, West of Scotland up strong.
Can you repeat
Ball
that
through the
for me?
hands now. One way, then the other, and then Niamh McCready looks to go back inside.
Guys,
Slightly isolated there.
head knock. Head knock. Keep the ball there, please.
Referee has spotted that over on the far side. I think it's Vic Halsfed has taken a head knock. So the
Was it a
referee
head
stopped
knock?
proceedings. And she's certainly a player that's not really taking a backward step. She likes the physical aspects of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been involved in
actually-
everything. She's never taken a backward step. Been brilliant
Guys,
today.
we had advantage over there actually. Sorry, guys. Knock on. Just knock on. Yeah, that's fine.
Play's going to come back to where the last passage of play was.
No, just give me some minutes, isn't it? Four minutes, guys. Sorry, we were playing advantage, no advantage there. Ready! Let's go, Wes! Let's go! Yeah, I'm on it.
A couple more replacements there for
That's fine. Go.
Cartha Claymores. And a Welshman coming
Right,
on.
guys, we ready? Just a bit. Guys,
It's certainly plays into the hands of West of Scotland because the scrums are not
thank you.
coming to fruition. And a couple of players as well as Ashley Blair and Pamela Duffy come on for West of Scotland. But this time element is playing into West of Scotland's hands.
It is absolutely, yeah.
She's good at winding people up. Oh, sorry.
There's been an exchange of players at the moment.
Okay.
Entering the fray and exiting proceedings as well. But we'll eventually get this scrum underway. Popped into the scrum and it's a stable platform again for the Claymores. Get the ball over that back line as Emily Irvine just shoots out of defence. Counter ruck coming on there, but it's been plucked off the ground there by the Claymores. Brilliantly done there by Desiree.
That West of Scotland midfield defence has been excellent.
It has been. Irvine and Scott have combined really well in defence.
Red, offside.
Penalty going to go the way of the Claymores.
Offside.
This is going to be an interesting few minutes here as we come to the end of this game.
In front of me, not behind me.
The previous Shield final was a one-score game as well.
Offside.
Tap and go there from Smith and duck down.
Leave that tackle up. Thank you.
Burrowing forward now and making way towards that line.
Good.
Cartha Claymores know this is the last roll of the dice now if they're going to have any hope of getting their name engraved on that shield.
They're still playing with great confidence.
Penalty advantage high.
Not holding back here.
Penalty again goes away to the Claymores.
Seabell, back 10.
It's a tense finish here in this Shield final. Last couple of minutes.
Yeah, Cartha want to capitalise on those West of Scotland errors, giving away those penalties.
Carry forward again and driven back in defence. West of Scotland
Balls out. Balls out.
are well versed in defending for long periods of time because they had to defend for about 14 minutes before their defensive resilience was eventually broken. We've got a minute left in this game.
Tackle.
Again, the strength and defence shown for West of Scotland. They'll not want to infringe now. But Cartha could certainly give us a grandstand finish here. The gap there just almost opens up, but again defensively strong. The offload comes in from Cartha, keeping the ball alive. They've got numbers up on this side. But Caitlin Bell now got the ball in her hand. She goes back in field. Looks to try and go towards that line, but she's been physically thrown back towards her own half.
Advantage, penalty, advantage, black!
Further away from that West of Scotland line. As again they go round the corner.
This is where Cartha have been strong as well, up front in the forwards.
Penalty goes the way of Cartha again. The referee
Captain!
signalling. She wants a captain again. They'll be on first name terms by the end of this game.
ARC high tackle, number 3. Number 3, come here. ARC high tackle from number 3. I'm really sorry.
Natasha Burge is going to be the player to depart.
Wait, sorry.
And then it means that Cartha can try and muscle their way over the line. Dave McCready tries to. She's been escorted off the field of play.
Was that time before it was out?
And the referee is just asking for some guidance for the time. And it means that West of Scotland, by the narrowest of margins, are going to be the first ever team to get their name on the Women's National Shield after a 19 points to 12 victory.
Yeah, I think many times in that game it could have gone either way. I think both teams managed to claw out momentum on multiple occasions, and at this time it was West of Scotland that came out on top.
Then the celebrations can start now, in similar fashion to the Men's Shield final.
Well done, guys.
Very similar in the fashion and the way that they played out. But it's West of Scotland who are the victors for the first time, and it has been an interesting final. It's certainly been a final of two different halves. West of Scotland looked incredibly strong for the first 40 minutes, and then Cartha, you would have said, in the second half were perhaps the better team. But in the balance of play, West of Scotland probably had a few more try-scoring opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as I say, both teams ended up playing to their strengths. Cartha were very strong on the forwards, and when they had the opportunity, they were able to capitalise on that. But just at the end there, just couldn't quite get that try, and West of Scotland come away with the win.
And there was a few players on the pitch as well. We never got the chance during proceedings because of the tense finish we had to discuss the players that really stood out for you, but there's one player in particular you think is pivotal in this game.
Yeah, I think for Cartha, Lindsay Torrance and Desordre, they were brilliant up close quarters. I think Jade Scott was great in defence, but my player of the match is Alex Love for West of Scotland. I think her carries and also her ability to get the ball away created momentum for West of Scotland, which ended in a scoring opportunity for herself as well.
Yeah, powerful run-in from Alex Love, the West of Scotland number 8, and an embrace which is perhaps more relief for the player behind her as well. Jade Scott was formidable in defence, so powerful players in that West of Scotland team, and perhaps in the end maybe just out-muscled Cartha Claymores.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think the aggression in defence, despite the mistakes and the penalties, were what won it for West of Scotland in the end.
Well, I've got the trophy celebrations to come up shortly, but you can see there just confirmation of the full-time score. West of Scotland 19, Cartha Claymores 12, and just a reminder that coming up later on live from BT Murrayfield is full coverage of the cup final between Hawick and Mar. Hawick looking to win the double for the first time in 21 years, where Mar are looking to get their name on the cup for the first time in their club history after winning the Premiership last year. That kicks off at round about 6 o'clock. Join Bruce Miller then to cover the final. We've got the ceremony to still go through here, and we've also got the Sarabini Cup, which is going to be the next game on the main pitch here on Silver Saturday. So it's certainly an action-packed weekend here at Murrayfield.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a few friends involved in the Sarabini Cup as well, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it'll be good. You can watch that on BBC Alba, and then rejoin us later on for the cup final, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're enjoying a delve into club action at the home of Scottish Rugby as the celebrations continue. The commiserations also for the Cartha Claymores, well backed by their spectators and their support as both teams travel over again to say thanks to the travel and support and the family and friends who have made their way here it was very similar to what we've seen in the opening game, but this is what it's all about. These, as I said before, these clubs and these teams are pivotal in the community, and this is what it's all about, the team celebrating with the rest of the wider club.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great occasion. Bring your friends, family down. We've had multiple supporter buses dropping off at BT Murrayfield today, so yeah, it's been a great day all round, and the memories last a lifetime.
They definitely do, and it's a chance for the West of Scotland players to revel in their embrace and their success that they've achieved here at BT Murrayfield. A few tears as well, proud ones I'm sure.
I think as well, we should mention off the back of a tough league season, it is a great reward for the way that they've played, which has been brilliant, so it'll be a positive end to a tough season for them.
Yeah, it was perhaps almost the perfect final for the Shield. Two teams in different divisions that had contrasting forms throughout the season, you know, and then after a long campaign, as these players give their time and effort for their club, to taste a bit of success at the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really the chance for the player of the match to be rewarded for her efforts, expertly picked by Lucy Winter alongside me. The player of the match has went to Alex Love, who even before that final winning try, even before, really put a marker down with her performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the momentum she created for West of Scotland was key to a couple of their scores today. And yeah, she was working hard right till the end, so yeah, well deserved. I was always going to pick her back row as well.
Yeah, I know. The bias, you can see the positional bias coming in there from Lucy Winter. The people don't know nowadays what position I'd pick. They think I was the front row, which is slightly misleading. But it's now the chance for the Cartha Claymores now to make their way up the famous gantry here at BT Murrayfield. And although in disappointment, they'll be disappointed, but it's a huge success to get to the final, and somebody has to win.
Exactly. I was actually just going to jump in there and say they'll be disappointed now, but they will look back on this day and appreciate it for what it was. Big occasion.
Yeah, definitely. They've certainly played their part in what has been a great final. They can hold their heads high. Every player in that squad contributed well. The likes of Caitlin Bell, Rigamonti was brilliant as well. Rachel Shanklin was pivotal in all the build-up play that the Cartha Claymores looked to go through. And that back row as well, Captain Gray, Brown and Desandre as well.
Yeah, I thought Desandre offered a lot in attack, especially off those first phase carries.
And a note for the try scorers as well. Lindsay Torrance getting the try along with Amy Donaghy, who had a huge impact on the game coming off the bench.
Yeah, no, I'd agree, and going back to Torrance as well, I think her experience showed on multiple occasions. I think having that in with what is a relatively young team as well would be invaluable.
Final players just exchanging pleasantries with the committee here at BT Murrayfield to get their runners-up medals proudly hung. It's great to see.
Yeah, lots of smiles on the faces as well.
Yeah, and it's something you see a lot in sport, is when they get a runners-up medal, they instantly take it off, and I think it's great to see the respect and the pride that they've got in wearing a medal from a cup final.
Absolutely, and the effort to get here as well, can't underestimate that, so yeah, they'll be proud today.
These teams, as we mentioned before, in contrast in leagues, National 1 was West of Scotland, and in West Regional League was Cartha. So it's been a great journey for both of those sides, but also to develop and improve, but also for the match officials who are now making their way up. Another opportunity for them to develop and improve. So Alana McLean, BFA, Sophie Tuffer-Mitchell, Liz Gilchrist as well. You know, it's a great occasion for the officials to take part in the final as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be an invaluable experience for them. I think they took charge of the game great today. Like, there was obviously a lot of infringements, a lot of penalties, but they were all dealt with in great nature. It's good to see. Good communication.
Yeah, a lot of good chat from the official Alana McLean. And again, communicating with our assistant referees as well, as the round of applause comes on for the West of Scotland. A few slaps of the hands as well with some of the Cartha spectators who are on our left hand side here from the commentary position, as all the spectators get across to just make sure that they can congratulate the team first and foremost. It was obviously Rowan Todd who got the first score of the game, and then Emily Irvin was next over the try line. And that was in the first half. They were leading 12-5 at half time, and you thought they were maybe going to continue in the second half with that dominance, but Cartha Claymore certainly made a fist of it. And then in the end it was a try from Alex Love which separated the two sides, which means that West of Scotland can collect their medals and gather just above the tunnel here at BT Murrayfield and await that well anticipated the trophy lift that they would have been dreaming of last night.
The big photo opportunity as well.
Lindsay Smith, the coach for West of Scotland women, I had the pleasure of being at an end of season awards dinner with her and her sister once. It was they were good entertainment, good fun. So
I can imagine.
It's good to see some success come her way, and for this side, a very passionate member of the Scottish rugby community, Lindsay and Hannah Smith. Final handshakes now as we're almost at that anticipated time where the shield can be lifted. Just finally waiting for the captain to lift that shield. What an occasion for this club to revel in this success after, as Lucy pointed out on commentary, what has been a difficult season. And the co-captains Emily Irvin and Amanda Patterson now making their way to the front to lift the shield for the first time at BT Murrayfield, and it goes the way of West of Scotland women, and they can revel in the success and enjoy the rest of the day. And I can imagine it's going to be a very eventful evening at Bunbury.
Yeah, big bus trip back to West of Scotland there. But yeah, you can see the happiness, but also it's, I think at this stage probably still a bit of relief on the girls' faces as well.
Yeah, definitely, but the game is now done and dusted, and they can enjoy and revel in their success for the rest of the day, and they can recount the stories for the rest of their lives, because it's a great success for this squad. And they can enjoy these moments.
Friends and family involved as well there.
Yeah, I think the photo opportunities might last long into the night, I believe. It's a great occasion. Great to see such joy in the squad after what has been a long, hard season, for it to culminate in a success.
Yeah, well deserved positive end to the season there.
Yeah, it's brilliant to see. They're going to make their way down, and they'll get the final formal photos here. So just a reminder, is just before West of Scotland gather in front of the banners which will display them as worthy shield winners. We've still got a couple of finals here at BT Murrayfield. If you're in close proximity, we've still got the Sarah Beanie Cup to play between Bruce Miller's Watsonians and Eric Jones's Corstorphine Cougars. And then live and exclusive the Scottish Rugby website is coverage of Hawick versus Mar in the cup final, as West of Scotland and their players and coaching staff gather on the main pitch for what will be the final time this afternoon. And they can start to pop the champagne by the looks of things. I don't think the groundskeepers will be too happy.
I'm not too sure about that. Someone's going to have to go and find the cork.
Final celebrations there. The Women's National Shield winners are West of Scotland, after they've defeated the Cartha Claymores by 19 points to 12.
Well deserved celebrations there.
Thank you for joining us this morning in the early stages of the afternoon. We're certainly not done yet. We've got coverage of the Hawick final later on with Bruce Miller, so join us back here at BT Murrayfield. But congratulations to the two shield winners from this morning. Stuart Tree picking up the men's trophy, and as you can see there, West of Scotland worthy winners, because they lift the shield after beating Cartha Claymores by 19 points to 12.